the frustration has been in the past is that the public feels like they don't have a voice, they're not being listened to. Our staff feels like they're getting comments asking them to do things that they can't do, and for a long time that's been the conflict. What we found is that it takes a few very dedicated, very special people who donate many hours to learning the regulations that apply. And one example is there is a great Sierra Club local leader in Illinois who has taken on voluntarily the job of overseeing many of the permits for utility power plants in Illinois. She taught herself all the rules that apply. She learned how to provide public comments. She learned the names of and now is in close contact with many people at the Illinois agency, the United States EPA. And over the last few years, about 10 power plants, she has successfully gotten changes in the permits for. When Illinois EPA wasn't taking her seriously, she petitioned to the United States EPA. When they didn't take her seriously, ended up suing them. And in the end, they issued decisions objecting to the permit, sending them back, telling the Illinois EPA, no, after 3 years of hard work by this volunteer, we finally realized that you did it wrong. Sent it back. Those permits have lower pollution limits, better monitoring, so the neighbors know what's coming out, and it's been a success. We're looking for in Wisconsin someone who's interested and dedicated to do similar things.
My name is Bruce Nills again, and I head up the Sierra Club's Midwest Clean Energy campaign down the street in Madison. I began this. How many of you have seen the Al Gore movie, Inconvenient Truth? Those of you who have not seen it, I would urge you, despite the scary prospect of a PowerPoint by a notoriously wooden guy talking about a scientific subject, it is terrifying. And I think but it offers solutions and ideas and really draws attention to the most significant challenge we're facing today in the United States. It's kind of funny talking about global warming on a cold private Bob day, but let me give you some facts. Nino talked a lot about sort of the history of where we've come in the state in terms of investments in the past. Global warming, primary source of global warming pollution is carbon dioxide from the burning of fossil fuels, oil, coal, and natural gas. Coal being by far the worst in terms of the amount of global warming emissions to produce electricity. Today in the United States, about 20% of our global warming pollution comes from 6 Midwest states, including Wisconsin. 6 Midwest states produce 20% of the global warming pollution in the United States. That's 5% of the world's overall global warming pollution comes out of 6 Midwest states, including Wisconsin. Now, why is that? What is it that we do here in Wisconsin and Illinois and Indiana that's different from California, Washington, Oregon, and the East Coast states? We burn coal, a huge amount of coal. 70% of our power comes from coal. The rest of the country has less than 50%.
I know there's already been contacts made from the Dane County Initiative people, but you have right there somebody who has so much experience, and Tom Krieger, in finding out what his experiences were in trying to defeat the Arrowhead Weston transmission line. That fight goes on. It was every single utility in the state, every single industrial group in the state, every single big player in the state against a landowners group, Sierra Club, Clean Wisconsin, and the environmental groups. That's still ongoing, but in any case, as you ramp up for this other fight in Dane County, I would urge you to talk to Tom Krieger, and also I see Ellie Steffen over there, and some of these other people who can share their experiences.
Coal plant in Kentucky. And a band of local Sierra Club activists and another local community environmental group got together and said, we got to do something better than let Peabody build this enormous merchant coal plant in the middle of Kentucky. So they spent a record 72 days of administrative hearings, funded through bake sales and a whole slew of other efforts to raise resources to take on Peabody Coal, and won. After the hearing spread out over a year and a half, 72 days of administrative hearings, primarily primarily funded through bake sales and the like. So you could win, but it takes an enormous amount of resources because we're up against a lot of people who are going to make a lot of money if we do win. So I guess let's learn from what we saw in Wausau, where we didn't engage the public as much as we could have, and how do we do it differently? And I guess today is a good example of a lot of people showing up saying, maybe we're going to do something different in the future.
If I could, Tom, can I put you on the spot? Maybe you could address this a little bit, because again, Tom Krieger is the person who was one of the main people organizing the power line fight against Arrowhead Weston. And if you could just, thank you, I should know better after all. If you could just talk to us a little bit about how you, in the initial stages, went about in getting people interested and raised money for attorney's fees and for everything else that was involved. If you could just give a few minutes on that.
I won't give much because there's lots of other people who need to have their thoughts and things. But as far as getting things started, when I got involved in the Arrowhead Weston transmission fight, primarily it was myself, my wife, and my 9-year-old son, who hated the power companies with a passion by about week number 2 or 3, because it basically stole his life. But it didn't start with a group of people. We went door to door, first to our neighbors, see what we could rile up that way. And then actually when there were these town hall type meetings, we stood at the door and passed out informational brochures to try and link other like-minded people together, and we ended up with one of the largest grassroots organizations in the state of Wisconsin. And the bake-offs and the chili feeds and like that, that's all true, it all works, raffles, but you also have to have a law firm, kind of like it was then Garvey and Stoddard, but not now Garvey and McGilvray, that really is willing to work and fight for the people, because there's not a lot of law firms that really stand up for what's right and work with those folks. My hat's off to them. They really were instrumental in what we've done. But it can start small and grow easily, and I'm happy to say that in every way that I can, I try to help out the Dane County folks too, where they need a little push, a little assistance, and some ear to chew on a little bit when things aren't maybe going the best. And I think as long as we're talking and communicating and growing, kind of like Nino says, I'm really starting to see a very positive movement compared to what there was 5-6 years ago. So it can happen. If you're from my area, see me after this, I'll give you my card, and maybe we can work together on what's thrown at us in the future. So, thanks, guys.